Hello, this is Joe Ryan with The Charlatan, and today we're making flambé poutine. Fuck. So, right now I've got a potato and I'm gonna peel it so we can turn it into fries, and then we're gonna bake them in the oven. Now we're gonna slice our potatoes. So right now we have our bowl of fries, and we're just gonna keep adding to it until we finish all the potatoes. And then we have to dry it, and that's what's gonna become our poutine later. And this is the most important, base part of it. So right now I'm drying the fries so that when they cook, there won't be a lot of moisture in them, and they'll actually shrink up and become sort of firmer and crisp, which is really important, especially if you're baking them and not using a deep fryer. So now we have to salt the fries, which is an important part of the cooking process. So right now we have sea salt, which is what we've used in a couple of our other recipes, and it's nice because it adds a bit of flavor. So we're just gonna crush it over this, and we're just gonna go back and forth a few times over it to make sure that even the fries under it, get some salt on it. Even though our gravy is going to be pretty salty and flavorful, it's still important to give it to the fries in the cooking process, otherwise the flavors won't meld correctly. So now that we've salted the fries, we've got to add a little bit of olive oil to it to make sure it doesn't stick to the pan while it's in the oven. So after I mix it, I might re-salt it a little bit just to make sure that the fries on the bottom do have that flavor going through and they dry up properly. Where's the salt at? There we go. Fuck. If your hands are all oily, then you're just not going to be able to work the salt shaker. That's just not how it goes. So, the oven is currently preheated to 375 and it's ready to have the fries go in. We're gonna cook it for about 25 minutes. Right now we're gonna make our sauce. We're gonna make our sauce for the fries. So when they come out, we can gravy them and we can cheese curd them and then we can eat them. I'm really excited to eat them. So right now I just cut off the tip of the onion, which isn't really edible, as you can see. But we still have the rest of it here. And ideally you would use shallots for this, but the only thing I really found in the grocery store was the red onion, and this is enough to really do it with, so it'll be fine. So now that we've cut the onions and we've got the pot sort of heated up, we're gonna add all the butter. So right now we're adding all the garlic that we chopped up. It was 2 cloves, and we're tossing it in with the butter. So we're adding the flour now, because this is what's happening. So now we're adding the onions in. So we cut up into fairly small bits. Ideally you would dice them, but I've had a bit to drink, so I don't know if I want to play with a knife that much more. So right now I'm adding all the broth, which is what's gonna add most of the flavor and the consistency to what people know as gravy. Even though this is a good supporting element, it's still this is what people know gravy as. We're gonna add the rest of our sauces now. This is some vinegar stuff that has another flavor in it, but whatever. This is our Worcester sauce? Worcester? I don't know, but it's going in here because it's supposed to taste good. Last but not least, we have our ketchup, which probably won't pull out that nicely, but we're just gonna try it with anyway, because it's really important ingredient. Oh shit. Okay. And now we gotta stir it and reduce it down to a more gravy size. Oh yeah, last thing we're gonna add in here, just to throw in some flavor, is some pepper. Should add some spice to it, just give it a little bit of extra kick. That's special something, if you will. So right now we're turning on the element for the brandy, and we need it heated up so we can make sure that it'll catch fire when we use the barbecue lighter. So right now we're just pouring in a small layer of it, and we're trying to mostly get the fumes. That's what we're interested in. So you can see all the brandy up in that, and we can see all the fries up in there. Now we want to wait until the brandy heats up, and then we're going to add the gravy over top of this, And then we're gonna add the brandy. And then we're gonna set it on fire and it's gonna... So right now we're adding the cheese curds right before we add the gravy. So we got our cheese all nicely spread out here. Next step is our gravy. We're just gonna add it all up on this. The thing about doing flambé is that A, it's dangerous because like you're using open flame and alcohol. B, like I'm kind of drunk, so like that's just another level of questionableness. And 3, it's like you're in somebody's house, like you're playing with flames, like it could set shit on fire. Yep. So we see all that flame there? See that?
Put it in.
And we kept giving the flame to the poutine. So here we have a brandy, homemade gravy, onion, cheese curd, beautiful ass poutine that we made ourselves. We cut up the potatoes, we added the cheese, we done the onions, and we burned it. And this is all we really want out of this. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna share it with a bunch of friends. It's just like a pretty easy, it's cheap, and like, honestly, it's just beautiful. Just look at this. Look at this.